Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil, and today we get to play around with the Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus. This is a essential home backup solution, a big battery pack, an alternative to a traditional gas generator. Let's check it out. Inside we got instructions. Foam protector boots. Blah. A couple things I know about this. One, it is capable of powering up to 7,200 watts peak, which is a lot of power. You could pretty much run everything in your kitchen at once with 7,200 watts. Most of your things with heating elements in it, like your toaster oven and your microwave and I don't know, hair dryer, space heater, most of those kinds of things max out at around 1,500 watts. Now this is labeled more as an essential home backup solution. So if you have a disaster, if the power's out for an extended period of time, what is the probably single or second most important thing that you want to do during those times? You want to preserve your food. Food is expensive, and this can power your refrigerator for up to a couple days, and it's expandable. They have additional battery packs that could plug into this that could power a refrigerator up to 14 days, they say. We've got all the plugs we could need. There's 4 standard grounded outlets. We have 4 USB outlets, 2 of them being the USB-C, and then there's a 30 amp outlet, for example, if you wanted to plug it up to your RV or other 30 amp output. So this has a lot of plugs, a lot of capacity to power whatever you want. Over on the side, there is our AC expansion port, AC output reset, the DC input, which is going to be for your solar panels, and then the AC input, which is going to be how you will primarily recharge this from your standard wall outlet as needed. Now it does have wheels, so you can roll it around. It is a little heavy. You don't always want to have to pick it up, but if you do need to pick it up, it has 2 strong carry handles on top, and then to wheel it around, it has the retractable handle there that tucks in nice and clean in the back of the unit. To power it up, all we got to do is this. Fresh out of the box in the direct sunlight, I don't know if you can see that, that reads 27%. So this thing does need a little charge, but I'm sure we could still power multiple devices with that as is. But since we're outside in the full sun, let's unbox this, which is the solar panel that we can use to charge this up, and we'll see what kind of output we get from that panel. There was just a tiny bit of assembly with these panels. All of the hinges had to get screwed on. So while I was doing that, I plugged in the Jackery unit, and in those few minutes we jumped up to 42% charged. But we'll be able to see what kind of input we can get now with these panels. And let's see how long of a cord do we get with the solar panels. It's reasonably long. What's that work out to? 6, 12, probably a 15-foot power cord. 15 feet is exactly how long I need it to be for this real-world emergency power test. I can go right in my kitchen window with this charging cable. I'm going to go ahead and lean this up against my house. Yeah, that's going to work. So don't you know, as soon as I go to plug in the solar, we get a little bit of cloud cover. But even with that diffused sunlight, we're getting 320 watts of input power charging this Jackery right now. And that suggests that we might take 7.1 hours to top this thing up. I just plugged in my coffee pot now. Anything with a heating element is going to pull a lot more power than something like a refrigerator. So with that plugged in now, I downloaded the Jackery app. We can monitor. We're sitting at 45% charge, and it is pulling 1,042 watts out of the Jackery at the moment, and 124 watts coming in from the solar panels. It's still partially cloudy out. So if we did this continuously, eventually the battery would die because there's way more power being consumed and being generated at the moment. But for something like a coffee pot, it is only running for a little while it's brewing, and then it'll cycle on and off a little bit just to keep the coffee hot. But anything with a heating element or something, you're going to be pulling a lot more power. But this is an essential power backup solution. So we want to run our most essential items, like our refrigerator. We don't want our food to spoil. Maybe you have some medical devices or a CPAP machine or something like that. Those are the kinds of things that you will want to run on an essential home backup system like this. The Jackery Home Pro 3600 Plus, a couple things about it. It is designed to last for 6,000 cycles. That is a lot of cycles, and it has an intended 10-year life. So even if it's used daily for 10 years, they suggest that it should still retain 70% of its capacity after 10 years. And on top of that, a little peace of mind, it does have a standard 3-year warranty. With its compact size, it easily fits in my smallest closet, but it's not going to stay there long because I'm too utilitarian and we have lots of uses for this. Splitting wood on a hot day is just miserable. Adding a fan will make it so much more comfortable. This fan runs at 165 watts, and with the over 3,500 watt hour capacity on this model Jackery, that means this fan could run for over 21 hours straight. The Jackery's got the power to do whatever I need to do on my property here. I can run power tools, saws, drills, whatever. I can run the fan on a hot day, and of course, like right now in the fall with days getting shorter, I can extend my work time by powering up some work lights. If you're interested in this Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus, now is the time to take advantage of Prime Big Deal Days, October 7th and 8th, 2025. You can save up to 65%. Link to the product is in this video's description. So I've been using the Jackery now for a couple days, 2.5 days straight. I've been powering the fans that are in my solar kiln. When I built this, I have a small solar array and a small battery bank and an inverter powering some greenhouse fans in there. It is not sufficient enough to power those fans all day long, 24/7. So I have a timer and we cycle fans on and off. We run them a lot during the day while the batteries are getting charged, and then we have them cycling on and off throughout the night. We only get about 3 hours runtime steady. Now the Jackery, on the other hand, has been going for 2.5 days straight, uninterrupted, and the solar panels can generate way more than enough power to recharge during the day. Not completely. Last night I came out, or excuse me, this morning I came out, it was at 16% remaining. Now after charging most of the day, and we still got a couple hours of sunlight left, it is back up over 40%, which is enough to get through another night. And if we had one cloudy day, we would probably need to turn those fans off because it would exhaust the battery and not be able to keep it up. But 75 watts of fans running 24/7, 2.5 days straight, this thing has had no problem keeping up. The sun just came back out. I took a look at the screen. It is getting 250 watts of charging right now, and the sun angle, we're late afternoon, so if I actually turned the solar array just a little bit so it'd be facing the sun a little bit more directly, we'd probably see that kick up a little bit higher. But as far as what I need it to do, it is doing everything flawlessly, and I am really impressed with the Jackery. Be sure to check them out. I've got a link in my bio. Thanks to Jackery for sending me this unit. It's been a joy to test it out, and I'm looking forward to continuing to use it here on the farm. Thanks for watching today, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.